52.
I think that.
59.
Well, hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd Craighead. Each summer, our fisheries biologists take seining samples from different lakes across the state. They're not just looking for the popular game species, but this research is specifically looking at prey species in our lakes. They do the seining at night when it's easier to net these smaller fish when they're near the shore. Keeping records on the number of species and the density of each species helps biologists keep overall tabs on the health of the lake and ultimately help in making management decisions. A wildlife department that uses scientific data to make your experiences on the lake the best they can be. Just another reason to love Oklahoma and the adventures that await you.
Over in that pickup truck over there is going to be more materials. We're going to be unloading them over here. All right. This tubing, I'm going to pass it down to you guys. Yep, concrete is heavy, so you're going to have to get in the truck, scooch it off to the edge, and then have someone who knows how to lift it properly. Make sure you guys lift with your legs and not your back, because they're a little bit heavy. Okay, cool. There you go.
Hop on this truck.
Fries! No. Yeah, agree. Okay.
You're not allowed to do it, silly.
So in Scouts, you have multiple ranks that you can do. Eagle rank is the highest, and one of the requirements to make that is to complete an Eagle project. That is what we're doing right now. Who wants to measure the pipe?
John.
Here you go, John. I'm measuring pipe.
Now, you get to
I really like doing outdoor stuff, and I really wanted my project to be something conservation related. And I started going around to multiple people trying to find a project. I eventually found this one, and it stuck.
When she first talked about wanting to join Scouts, my husband and I were a little bit hesitant because we know our kid is very adventurous, and we knew that, you know, this wasn't just going to be her thing. It was going to be our entire family getting in and doing this together, and watching her, you know, grow and mature, and watching her be able to to be able to get some amazing opportunities, especially, you know, since being a girl is relatively new in Scouting, not including venture crews and stuff like that, which have for a long time, but it's special. And watching her get to do the things that she loves all the time and get to help out her friends in the community and the environment is it's awesome.
So right now they're cutting the pipes that we're going to be using for the legs of our spotter blocks. They're going to be fish habitats to put into Lake Arcadia. Okay. Bryce, is it okay if you hold one end steady because it coils up? It's going to need to be straightened for this part.
So I got a call from a gentleman that I work with who's heavily involved with scouting. He knew that I'm a scouter, Eagle Scout myself, assistant scoutmaster for a while, and just loved the program. And he asked if we might have some projects that we might be able to assist some up-and-coming Eagle candidates with. So of course, you know, I jumped on the opportunity. He put me in contact with a young lady. We sat down and discussed various options, and this is the one that we decided on. And as you can see from everything that's going on today, it was a fantastic project, and it's really going to make a difference for some fish habitat as well as for some fishermen.
Yeah, we're going to need probably more water. That.
It has helped her so much between, you know, learning how to do interviews with adults. Like every time they go up to make rank, they're sitting in front of adults and they're getting asked questions, and that's uncomfortable for everybody. And to be able to watch her go from sitting in front of adults that she knows to guiding and instructing and growing, I mean, in maturity. And for me, it's fun to watch because, you know, I'm a mom and I get to watch this. It's awesome.
No. The end that has the screw goes into the concrete.
So like this?
Yes, just like that.
Yeah,
And then see how when you go up and down, it takes some of the air
Yeah.
out? You want to do that on all of them? So.
Guys, so what they're doing over there is what you guys are going to be doing with this one as well. Okay.
So I can tell you firsthand, as an Eagle Scout, that the leadership role that Brooke showed today, the planning that went into this project, and just the pride of being able to execute something on this level will set her up for events later in her life that she can't fathom right now.
Yeah, like rotate this one this way a little bit as much as you can. If you have to take one of them out, then like where you see, like this way. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then rotate this one this way. Just do what you can to prevent huge spaces right here and then bunched up right there, is what I'm saying.
She's inspired me.
No, they'll just auto-tune you, make it sound like you're singing.
Sorry. I'm really proud of her. And everybody who has put in all their time and effort, like everybody here, you know, all of her leaders, all of her friends who've been so supportive of this. Wouldn't have been able to do it without any of them.
So right now, everybody's mostly finished. We're going to let the blocks dry a little bit more, and then we're going to be moving them to a different location over there. And then we're going to be completely done for today until a later date where we're going to sink them in Lake Arcadia.
What do you think?
I have the spider blocks in the truck over there, and we're about to go to the lake to drop them off.
Show me.
Over there. My favorite adventure so far in Scouts is going to a place called Philmont. I got to do a 3-week backpacking trip there. Backpacking trip was a trip called Rocks. It's a roving outdoor conservation school where we just get to learn a whole bunch of conservation there. And we did about 41 hours of conservation work in the 3 weeks that we were hiking.
A major objective of her being involved in this project is that she's one of the senior scouts in the troop, and it was a great opportunity for her to not only apply a lot of the leadership skills that she developed throughout her career in scouting, but also to be involved in helping teach other scouts, not only in her troop but in other troops, how to lead a project, and a project, especially one like this, that was focused on one of her core passions, which is environmental conservation.
I think that if you like the outdoors and you want to help take care of the outdoors and you want to learn new things about yourself, make new friends, I think Scouts is a good thing to do, and it'll help you do a lot of all that. Definitely a big thanks to all the people that were here to help me make this more of a reality. My parents, the people within the troop, the people in the wildlife department. I wouldn't have been able to be here right now if it wasn't for their help. Oh, God.
My experience through interacting with new youth and with new parents that don't have a lot of exposure with the scouting program is often they come into the program not having a lot of knowledge, having a lot of questions, and really a bit tenuous about what's involved and what they need to do and what their youth will acquire from being involved in the program. And what I would say is that it's a very formalized, structured program with amazing, engaged, skilled, trained leaders that really inspire and help reinforce this acquisition of not only leadership, but knowledge in many different areas of the scouting program, not just conservation, but high adventure, science, robotics, and so forth, that they can be empowered. And so I'd encourage youth and parents in particular, if they're interested in the scouting program or if they don't know much about the scouting program, just to go online to Scout Me In, and they can find a local unit and from there get in touch with not only leaders but other youth like Brooke Shortell that will hopefully help to not just tell them but to demonstrate directly to them the powers of the scouting movement and the scouting program.
anybody that has an Eagle project or a service project that they want to do, look us up at the department. We're always looking for volunteers. We might be limited in what we can allow you to do because some of what we do is pretty dangerous, but there's always projects that you could help out with. So if you're a scouter or 4-H or any other youth organization looking for a chance to do some service projects, look us up at the department. We'll be happy to work with you, and we will help you to help us, and everybody wins.
Beautiful Okemah Lake down here in south central Oklahoma. Lake is actually two lakes together. There's actually the old lake back over here that was originally here, and then when they built this new one, they just knocked a hole through the dam on the old one and connected the two. It's one of our better bass lakes in the state. It has a lot of tournament pressure on it. We've had some of our kayak tournaments over here. But I haven't got to do as much habitat work as I'd like to over here. So the kayak guys contacted me, said they wanted to do a project.
I'm Rusty, and I'm with one of the Oklahoma kayak anglers, and work with the Northeastern Oklahoma Kayak Anglers group. Came out here to help really make our fisheries better, and we wanted to come out and do what we could to help out.
I'm Jim Marsh. I'm with Oklahoma Bass Nation. I'm the Conservation Director for the Oklahoma chapter. We're here today helping the Wildlife Department sink brush piles at Okemah Lake. Cedars is a good way to use cedars up because we're trying to get rid of them.
Yeah, so we come out and we use this lake. We've held some tournaments out here in the past, and it's a great lake, great fishery. This is the first time that I've actually had a chance to come out and help throw out some cedar trees and, you know, make the brush piles better. But I think it's something that, I don't know, it's passionate to me because it's a great sport, it's healthy for our environment, and it's a future for our kids.
We found that cedars are probably one of the better trees that we can use. They got a lot of spaces in between them, small spaces for forage fish to hide. We've also got a lot of surface area for plankton to grow on it.
Well, we decided to volunteer out here on this Saturday, and it was kind of a no-brainer. You get to know where the spots are, where they're putting the trees out. We put in a lot of cedar trees. I think we put in over 90 out here at several different fish marker locations. And those, I think some of those will be available on the website, on the Wildlife Department's website here in the future.
No, Okemah is a great fishing lake. It has decent quality size. The average is great. It has declined over the years, and some of that's due to pressure, some of it's due to habitat loss along the shorelines. One of the things, it's a water willow lake, and there's not a lot of stuff offshore. And the cedar trees are going to help that and provide safe haven for the small fish to grow, and a thick offshore not being picked off by predators quite as easy. They've done a great job managing the lake, the city has, with the Wildlife Corporation.
We've actually held a tournament out here at Okemah Lake. Our first year that we held kayak fishing tournaments in 2012, and we had with the marker buoys that were out here and the trees that were out here actually played a really big role in who ended up winning out here.
And again, we're North OKC Bassmasters as part of the Oklahoma Bass Nation. You can find us on the web at northokc.com. And we're always looking for members. We meet the first Tuesday of the month at Camps 910 Cafe, and all of our tournaments are within an hour and a half of Oklahoma City.
Well, the Oklahoma Kayak Anglers is a kayak fishing tournament trail put together by kayak fishermen for kayak fishermen. And we We fish all over the state. We're mainly based out of Oklahoma City and Tulsa, but we fish just about everywhere. We go down there to Broken Bow, just any corner of the state, anywhere there's water, you can get your kayak on out there. Our format is a catch photo release format, so we use a digital camera and a hog trough or a measuring board, and we take pictures of the fish, and it's a 5-fish limit, catch photo release. And then we come back and we weigh in at the ramp, and we just get out there and we have a good time with everybody. It's more about the camaraderie more so than it is about the fishing. Some of these guys here behind us, they're getting ready to go fish after we put in these trees and test out some of the new fishing structure we just put in. Should be a good year this year, so if anybody wants to come out and fish with us, our Facebook page is the Oklahoma Kayak Anglers, and we have a new forum that's up, or a forum that's up that you can find there on the Facebook page.
Well, Rich, what do you think of this Thunderbird archery range here?
It's nice. It's nice. Have you practiced out here quite a bit this year?
Yeah, a few times anyway. This ought to be probably a good distance to start right here. This is about probably a little over 25 yards from right here. Got some paper plates up here. Nothing fancy, but it works pretty good. Why don't we try a few shots and see how our bows are working?
Sounds good. Dead on.
Yeah, go ahead, try one. You been shooting much yet?
I really haven't this year. I've only gotten out probably once or twice at the most. I plan on practicing here pretty regularly now.
Well, now's the time to start.
Looks like I need lots of practice.
Looks a little low left. Well, go ahead and try for a group. You know, this time of the year, you know, it takes a while to get your muscles conditioned. That's why it's important to start early. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's go get our arrows.
Is the arrow flight pretty good on that, or?
Well, I noticed a little bit of a wobble there, but it is difficult to get your equipment tuned if your form's not quite down yet. Maybe I can help you a little bit here, get your equipment set up, and well, that doesn't look too bad, Rich. For not having shot too much, you're getting fairly close there for 25 yards. It takes a little. Boy, I sure ruined the fletching.
You messed that one up, didn't you?
Right.
That's what you get for being too accurate.
Well, I guess I'll sacrifice a few arrows for that.
I wish that happened to me.
They can always be refletched.
You bet.
Well, let's try the next target. Get a little bit closer and see how it goes.
Yeah.
This range goes on around here. There's 14 different targets through here. It varies ranges from 10 all the way out to 80 yards.
80 yards. Yeah, I noticed on that last target I was really jumping around a lot. Have you noticed anything like in my technique that I could improve upon?
Well, of course, the jumping around will, you know, a little shooting practice, maybe an hour a day for a couple of weeks, and you'll settle down there quite a bit. But I did notice a few things. For one, your arrow seems a little bit long, but in shooting technique, it's a lot like golf. There's just a basic form that you follow that'll help you a lot. And when you're coming to full draw, are you holding with your back muscles? It's very important that you just hold with those muscles between your shoulder blade and try to keep your bow arm relaxed. Your bow arm looks real good, and you don't want to grip that bow too much. When you come back, just squeeze those back muscles in the back, and then slowly squeeze the release. Don't punch the release. That'll make your arrow fly erratically.
It's kind of like shooting a rifle.
Exactly. Now this target here is only 15 yards, and I'll kind of show you what I go through when the steps that I go through when I take a shot.
Okay.
Okay, first thing is get your hand right behind the bow, straight behind it, nice and relaxed. You don't want to grip it tight. And drop that shoulder down so it's seated. You just pull back against itself, pulling with your back muscles. When you come back to full draw, squeeze with those shoulder blade muscles. And then once you aim, you squeeze with those back muscles and just start squeezing.
Good shot.
Well, and you notice, thank you. You notice if you do it right, if you hold with those back muscles, that your release should just fly right back. I mean, your hand should fly back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're holding with your arm, a lot of times you'll have a dead release or it'll come forward when you let go. And you sure don't want to do that. Why don't you try it? Let me see. Watch it there. Good shot, good shot. Okay, go ahead, try another one. You look pretty good there.
I was trying to lock my shoulder blades like you're talking about.
And just squeeze. Don't grip that bow too tightly. Fine-tuning a bow is not always an easy task. It takes patience and step-by-step attention to detail. Richard's bow did require quite a bit of tuning. Many things were tried, such as different arrows, adjusting arrow pressure button, nocking location, limb tiller, and changing to a different rest. Progress was made, and with further practice, Rich is well on his way towards becoming a more confident bow hunter this fall.
I am so thankful for the Wildlife Department's hunter education classes. Going through a hunter education course is a great first step in becoming a hunter. And it's free, so you can't beat that. Hunter education gave me information I needed to be safe in the field while hunting. The class also helped me pass on the tradition of hunting to my own kids. And these memories in the field will last forever.
Well, we hope today's stories remind you that Oklahoma is an incredible state to explore. So however you choose to enjoy our state's incredible natural world, remember, your adventure starts with Outdoor Oklahoma.
Now, with this fish, this here on the shine, you can kind of see it's got these bumps on its head. A little bit hard to see, but those are breeding tubercles. So they use that kind of in their spawning season.
What species is it?
This is a red shiner.
Red.
So, yep.
Outdoor Oklahoma is produced by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation and is proud to serve and be funded entirely by sportsmen and women and outdoor enthusiasts who love and appreciate all things wild in the great state of Oklahoma.